And we are live talking about movies once again. How are you, Matt?
I'm okay. I'm a little sick. I caught a cold, so my voice maybe sound weird. I'm sorry for that, but I'm here to talk about cinema with you, and I will try my best to be there. And so today we'll talk about one of my favorite franchises of all time, John Wick. So yeah, I'm thrilled to be here. And you, how are you doing?
I am doing great, and thank you very much for joining me despite being not at your best. And
Yeah.
I like the John Wick franchise. That's my opening statement. I think these are very enjoyable movie. And you know what? Let's start by sharing our favorite and least favorite. What was your favorite John Wick movie?
Of course, it's the first one. The first one is the one to create this universe of John Wick and create this character. And yeah, the movie is little. If you if you look the sequel, because the third and the fourth one are so big with action and the destination all in the world. The first John Wick was just in New York with little people, but the concept work was so perfect, well done. I like the all the action sequence in the first one. I love the way the character is introduced. The antagonist introduced the hero when he talked to the son. He explained where who is John Wick. I like this way to introduce this character because in the world of John Wick, John Wick is not a good guy. He was a bad guy, but he tried to have a good life with his wife, but this wife died. And after he lost his dog and this car, he decided to go back to revenge. And I like this concept. It's so well done for the first one. For me, it's the best for because it's the one that create all the mythology of John Wick. I love this movie so much. I see the movie so many times. I remember the first time I see this movie when he was released online. One of my friends said to me, I found this new action movie with Ken Weave. He lost his dog. This dog was killed, and he decided to revenge the death of this dog. That look funny to watch. Go watch this together. I was okay. Revenge the dog with Ken Weave, and back then Ken Weave was not this character was not okay. He was so low in this career back then. I was okay, why not? We try that, and man, it was so a fantastic experience. The first movie was, and the end of the movie, my friend and me, we looked at each other and was like, man, that was amazing. This movie was so fun, so great. So yeah, for me, the first one is the best. And you want to know one for me is the less too.
Yeah, the least. What's your
Um,
least?
I will say the this ballerina maybe for me is the less. The movie has so great action sequence, but other than that, the movie is less to other John Wick movie for the story and the character. The Eve is not the same level as John Wick, and is okay for that because John Wick is so legendary for a character. You can compete with him is okay. The movie did not try to do that, and I respect that, but Eve is just not as legendary that John Wick for some element. The actress is perfect for the role. Is not a problem with that. But for me, other than the action, the movie has not great quality in it. The movie is great because the action and some element of mythology of John Wick. But for the narration, the bad guys, nothing worked great. So for me, Ballerina is a list for me. And you, Multi.
I am with you, and I will also address this. People meme around with the dog dying, and it's about the revenge for the dog. And a lot of people they didn't really understand what the movie was truly about. The bad guys stopped John Wick from having a proper grief because he lost his wife, and that dog was the reminisce, the flashback of a past life. So that dog was a way to grieve. And the bad guy just taking that dog away was basically telling John Wick, you cannot grieve. You don't deserve to grieve. And it's kind of sad and tragic. And I think this is the answer of why the first John Wick for me is my favorite. I feel like even if that was an action flick, they tried to have a more meaningful thing behind the story and the characters. And I will also add this: even if action was a bit over the top, it still felt grounded and somewhat realistic and well made. It was believable. Most of it
Yeah.
was believable. And I feel like as the franchise went on, that aspect got lost. That aspect of it's grounded, it's realistic, it fell off a cliff very fast. And it became more about, oh, flashy action, oh, flashy gun, oh, flashy this, oh, plot armor that. So that's why I think the first John Wick was so good. It felt grounded, it had depth with the grief aspect to it. And I feel like Ballerina, they tried to give some kind of substance the way the original John Wick did by saying, oh, it's about breaking circle, and once you get in, it's really hard to get out, and sometimes when you get out, you basically die. And it's about breaking circle, so it's very similar, but I feel like it's not as well made as the first John Wick on the aspect of like approaching the theme of Ballerina. So again, my favorite is the first John Wick, and just like you, my least favorite was Ballerina. And it's tragic because I will a bit disagree with you. I will say Eve in my books, she's on par with John Wick. I think they are as cool, and I really like their interaction. I really enjoyed what was going on with Ballerina. I think she was very fun, and most of my issues with Ballerina are basically the same thing always. And you're laughing because you can already guess some of my issues here and there. So again, the original John Wick was very believable, but this one not as much. So that's the segue for Ballerina. So I guess I will let you start on Ballerina. What did you think of Ballerina?
Yeah, the first thing to know about this movie, I think, is important to tell. This movie has two director. The first one is Len Wiseman. He was the first director of the movie. He done all the movie himself. But after the movie was done, the you have a screen test, and the screen test was so bad. He decided to do the many reshoot, and to do the reshoot, he asked Chad Stahelski to come, and he is the director of the first four John Wick. So he basically create the universe of John Wick and the mythology of John Wick himself. So he go back to do a better thing for this movie, and you can feel that in this movie. This movie is a project of two head, and you can feel that in some moment in the movie. That the one little problem I have with the movie when you, because Len Wiseman, I don't know if you know this director, but he had done just four movies before that. He created the Underworld universe. He direct the two first Underworld movie with Kate Kinsley. It's a movie about vampire, monster, etc. And after that, he have done the fourth Die Hard. It's not the best of the franchise, but that's the worst. The worst is the last, the five. And he have done the remake of Total Recall. That was fail because the original Recall was so a classic back then with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he failed to do the same with this new version. So he come back after like 12 year to do this Ballerina, and yeah, he's a director about action, sure, but he had not a big talent to do that, and you can feel that in the movie when he tried to create a story, tried to create a character in this movie. You feel that he has some issue with that. The universe is okay because he take back the universe of John Wick to create this story. So you have the Rox Romana back when you see this part of the world of the universe of John Wick in the third movie when John Wick come to this to the director to get help to go to Maroc. And you can see a brief cameo of the character F back then, with played by another actress. But for the purpose of this movie, he changed the actress for a bigger actress to sell the movie. Is a normal thing to do. And yeah, the movie is like I say, is a great action movie. But other than that, you have nothing interesting
To add,
to add, yeah, to the universe of John Wick, because in the end, the movie reviews in very of John Wick. That's a good point. But the new character is not memorable. The bad guys is the worst of the franchise. Is not memorable. This concept of the sect in the mountain with this army. The thing is cool. It's very cool. But the way it's done is very bad. You have not aura around the character. You have not the danger. You don't feel the danger of the menace
there's
of
no
this movie.
tension.
Yeah, you have tension for this bad guys. Uh, but again, like I said, the action was well done. You have this insane scene with Eve. She used a mini grenade to fight many bad guys in the shop, and she used a door like a shield, and then she flipped a grenade. And the scene, it was insane. After that, you had this scene with the flame tower and the back street. That's so well done. And the character of Eve himself is very interesting, because in action flick movie you have not enough female character to do that. You have
Yeah,
some try. You have some try before that, like Atomic Blonde is a good example of
I
that.
like that one. Atomic Blonde was great. It's
Yeah, it
been a
was a
while
great.
I didn't see it, but I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, Atomic Blonde was a great example of to do a good action flick with a female character. This one was played by Charlize Theron, I recall correctly.
Yeah,
Uh,
Charlie Theron. Yeah,
Yeah, and after that we had many attempts, but nothing worked great. But John Wick has the way to do that great, because in the third one we have Halle Berry. She play a badass female character action. I like this character. And the third one you have this Jipin actress. She played the daughter of the friend of John Wick, and she have some badass moment in the action. Another female action character, good. And for the first time, for after many years, you have Ballerina, who is a female character for the lead, and the female character is a good character. Eve is a character interesting to follow. She is badass. She convinces. You can believe she is a badass character. And
yeah.
another mass. She proved back in the past she can do action movie. She was in the James Bond movie, the last one, and you can see she can be believable in this kind of role, and I want to see more of her like that. One of the big quality of this movie is the character of Eve. But like I say, other than that, like in the movie we have a new character, add a new assassin played by the Noma Reduce, well done actor for the Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead universe. Many teaser and trailer talk about this character. I was like, okay, nice. I want to see him to be badass, kill many character. And then here in one scene, he is badass for one scene, but this is a disappointment for me, because I like this actor, and he can do more with that. But one of the fail of the movie. But I want happy to see again the character of the Continental. You have Ian McShane. He's played Winston, the director of the Continental. He's always great in that role. And for the last time, you have Lance Riddick, who is dead last year. This is his final role in the cinema. He's played Sharon, the concierge of the hotel. And the actor is so charisma. It's sad he's dead. I like this character. I like this actor. And yeah, you have Angelica Hudson back and the director. She is there for and many scenes in the movie to create the universe. After that, she's not useful for the purpose of the storytelling. But this actress is phenomenal, so it's okay. Like I said, the new character are not very interesting to follow, to take care. Like you have other assassin female character played by Catalina Sandino Moreno. She's played Lena. She's the red end of the bad guys.
Oh, the sister, yeah.
Yeah, that's the twist of the movie. Did you reveal in the end she's the sister, but the twist, yeah, the twist is interesting, but the movie does nothing with that because the character dead like 2 minutes after that. So yeah, good reveal, but not used well. And yeah, but like I say, in the end, it's a great action movie because you have Chad Stahelski back for the action sequence, and he is a master of that, and you feel that in so many moments, particularly in the final act. You can feel that the final act was reshoot with him for better action because the first hour of the movie you feel is not the completely the same movie. You have the story not particularly interesting, but with a great female character in it. But the action was good. But when you go to the final part, the movie go up so intense, and is the best part of the movie. Beside the bad guys, because the bad guys is not interesting, but the action is great. But you have in the final you have a second with John Wick who will kill many character in place just to please the fan of the John Wick. Is maybe too much, I can say, but maybe the movie don't need that to be good. But in the end, it's a John Wick universe, so yeah, is a treat to see John Wick back to do some action in this movie. And Ken Reeves is always great in that role. And I like this interaction with Ballerina, with Eve, and the first part when the movie connect this movie with the third one, because you see many scenes of the third one connect to the scene of this movie, and it's well done. You have this little interaction between Eve and John Wick. Eve want to be John Wick, and John Wick is like. That like not a good idea, and she asked the way to possibility to exit this life, and he answered like I tried to figure out that actually, and you can see some little emotion there. I like this interaction, and I remember something maybe you don't know, but the first American movie Anna de Lamas done is Knock Knock. Is a very bad movie with Keanu Reeves. Keanu
I
Reeves
want to see it now. You sold it to me.
Reeve is like living in this big house, and this one is not there. And two young girls come to this house because their card not working, and one of the two girl is another Hamas. And all the movie, the two girls try to basically to rape Ken Reeve.
Oh my. Next
Yeah,
time you say essay or something else, because YouTube really hates that word.
I don't see this movie completely. I see a part of it back then, but for me, it was not a great movie. But it's interesting to see that the evolution of the two actors between Tok Knock and Ballerina, because now the two actors are so badass. Back then was not the case. But a little more for Kenry because he has done Matrix before that and Speed and etc. But back then the career was not working great, and now the two actors on the peak of the art. So it's funny to compare. So it's interesting to see Knock Knock now to compare these two movie. But yeah, for me it's a good action movie. But for me the main problem is you can see you have to add to direct this movie for for the good, I think, but for the worst for some part, because the action you can clearly see the action is done by Chad Saliski in some moments, so it's a good point. But the storytelling is like where Len Wiseman done this storytelling with other movie I done Underworld 1 and 2 and Dark 4. Again, Dark 4 is not a bad movie. It's not just the best of the franchise, and this remake of Total Recall. So it's not a. I think Len Wiseman was not the best choice to do that. He done what he can do. He tried his best, and the movie was saved by other end. So I'm happy for that. But I feel this movie can be better than that. Uh, uh, personally, I want to see this character again. Ev, I think you can do more with this character. No, I don't know if the character will come back because you have so many project announced, but other not other projects but announced with this character. Maybe in the because you have a John Wick 5 in production now. Maybe she will be in the John Wick 5. We will see. But yeah, for me, it was a good entry and the John Wick universe. It was better than, and I will finish with that, the TV show, the Continental, because the John Wick universe have a TV show. I don't know if you see that.
I heard about it. I tried to stay away. I thought that was like, you know what? It's not needed. It's just a cash grab. They just want to milk off out of that big franchise, the John Wick franchise. It didn't feel needed.
The TV show is on Amazon. If you want to see it, it's a two-part miniseries with Mel Gibson as the main antagonist. So they're testing to that because Mel Gibson is the badass action figure. But yeah, in the end, the sea tried to tell us the story of the origin of Winston and how he become the director of the Continental. But the story in the end is not so interesting. You have so many problems with the storytelling in this show, but the action is great again. But yeah, you feel the Sid tries just to use the franchise of John Wick to do money, if you say. But it's not a bad TV show. It's not. It's just the level of the movie. It's interesting to see the origin story of this character, but the way it's done is not the great. But again, Mel Gibson as bad guys is work. He had done that before, and that work again here. So if you love the universe of John Wick, it can be a little add-on to do, a little add to do to your pleasure. But yeah, and now I want to hear you about that, about Ballerina, my friend.
Okay, well, I guess that's my goal, and I will start by saying I think the actors, everyone involved was great, and I enjoyed that movie. But again, I feel like it was the weakest in the franchise, and this is unfortunate because it had potential. I like Eve as a character; she is amazing. The actress was also great. But yeah, so I will get into my issues, and there's a lot of rinse and repeat because these issues are just bleeding all over that movie. Um, so the first issue would be so the trope of the bar that doesn't care about fight is back. It's annoying, unbelievable. No guards or cops even bothered showing up, and people were breaking stuff, and there were gunshots, and yeah, I was like, we are on for a rough start. The trope from the other movies is back, and even in the other movies, I really hated that trope, so it's just back here. My second issue, massive plot armor during the first bar fight. The main character was flipped around, yet she didn't seem like a mess, and I feel like later in the movie they were good at showing you, oh, she is a mess, but even there, like she can take way too much damage, and that's the thing with pretty much every John Wick movies. After the first one, it's over the top, and it's just not believable. And in this movie, it's just 10 times worse. If you watch that movie and trying to think about it, it doesn't make sense. Uh, Eve would have died, uh, or she would have been like taken out in the bar fight. But I also enjoyed the fact that in this movie, in this movie, we got Eve trying to protect someone early. So these criminals, they are not all about taking out others, and that was a surprising and interesting twist. I think that was one of the first time in the franchise we had something like that. Um, I haven't seen the other John Wick in like 2 years. The last time I did see a John Wick was when the fourth came out, so I might be wrong on that, but I think that was the first time where the lead is out there to protect someone, and I think that aspect was good. Um, Now, my third issue, it's more of the same. As much as the grenades were cool, it didn't make sense that close range explosion wouldn't injure her at all, and like a door protecting her, maybe,
You
maybe.
you know, it makes sense for me because the door is not a wooden door; is a steel door with large. You see that in many movies. It's not it's something absurd for me. It makes sense because in real life you can block an explosion with some protection like that. A grenade not kill you if you have protection. You know,
Yeah,
and that it makes sense. Yeah, is maybe little more than that in the movie. But see, you don't like that. You don't like other John Wick movie, you know, because the
yeah,
other no John Wick movie they done more than that. The same makes sense for me. It's not so unreal. It's not. It's a less unreal in this movie for me. But
yeah,
if you can accept that, that's your problem, man.
yeah. My fourth issue, more unbelievable plot armor, the restaurant, just before she got captured. Number five, plot armor, grenades again. The sister died, but not Eve. Well, Eve just went through an army and got several injuries prior. So this is a middle finger to the audience. That point is like, so they stand side by side. The sister dies, but not Eve. I mean, she's the main character. Don't want her to die, but like to delete the sister like that in the same room, it's just stupid.
It's not well done, like I say. Len Wiseman don't know how to do a good storytelling, but for me, it's the same with the John Wick other movie. John Wick is supposed to be died many times back then, but you accept that because it's John Wick, you know.
Yeah.
In the same
Well,
case, yeah,
the
with
first movie wasn't that bad. It really started off with the second one, and the fourth one was just a disaster.
the
Just
first one.
a fun. The fourth one was a fun flick, but like plot armor wise, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you can argue about that. But for me, the fourth one is the second best of the franchise. Our theme for the action flick movie is one of the best of the past many year. The way it was done, but yeah, you can see maybe it's too much for some element. But again, it's John Wick. John Wick is a character with this legendary character. He has his name as Baba Yaga. Is not human. You know, all the movies, the way that to say John Wick is not a simple guy. He's not human. And the third one, he fell to the building and
Yeah, he
he
survived the
yeah,
that was
he
ridiculous.
survived. After that, he's kind of immortal. You know, he can dead in the exact way.
So my next issue. That's number six. Plot armor. Eve missed her first few shots on John Wick despite being very accurate the rest of the time. And again, I get it. They cannot really delete John Wick there because it's that movie takes place between the third and the fourth one. So, but yeah, it felt insulting and stupid. Um, Number seven. Plot armor. Eve inside the house after meeting Wick. She was able to fight back despite previous numerous injuries. Like, she's invincible, just like John Wick. Uh, my final issue: more plot armor on John Wick when he fought the army. It again, these are rinse and repeat issues, but I will attest to this. I will say this: the action itself, when you don't think about it, it's peak. It's fun. There's a goddamn flamethrower. That flamethrower is one of the best action piece in the franchise. And I will also give them credit where credit is due. That flamethrower scene was well thought of because I wasn't rolling my eyes and I wasn't like they should have both died there. Like I think among all of the over the top action, that one was the most believable. And that sounds weird because like we got two person like shooting fire flamethrower at each other, and I say it's the most believable in that movie. But like I enjoyed that aspect. That flamethrower sequence was peak. It was worth my time, and it kind of redeemed the rest of the missteps in my books. Now, what else was really good? Eve. She was very fun. The music was solid. The idea of leaving before it's too late was nicely explored through one of the girls leaving the group. It was also well shown what happens when you don't leave soon enough through the first girl Eve deletes to remain YouTube friendly. Um, Eve saving the girl from a toxic family she's from was very nice. She is trying to break the circle with the next generation basically, because she it's kind of too late, but it's not too late for the kid, and that was fun. Nice, refreshing idea of an entire village being filled of soldier. That caught me off guard. I didn't expect most of the movie to take place in that village filled with dangerous people, and that was cool. It felt new. I really like that. I think that was one of the best thing about that movie. The village itself felt like a character, and yeah, I just liked it. Um, John Wick ending up helping Eve made sense, and the training montage showing how Eve worked out rewind. How Eve worked very hard to earn her place was great. I think that training montage is what made that movie stand out from the rest of the franchise. Even if I think Ballerina is the weakest, I think that training montage is really to tell you she was a weapon in the making. She wasn't born like that. She was made into it. And I like that. That's good. More of this in my movies. I want more of this. I'm all in for that. Um, and as a revenge arc, it's not as good as John Wick going out to get someone that stopped him from accessing grief, but that was a decent revenge arc. I was fine with it, and the makeup and set design were fun, and there was a very nice lore about rules and not ending everyone's lives, only those who matter. And that was highly depicted in the first mission she had, where she was given like plastic rubber bullets to not like delete people and all. So that aspect was on point. I really liked it. So again, I think as an installment, it was worth my time. It was good. It was fun. Well, good. It was borderline. It was mediocre, but I enjoyed the experience. That was a fun experience, but I don't think it's a great movie. I think that movie, among the ones I've seen from this year, it's in the lower end, unfortunately. And I really wanted that movie to be higher. I was excited about it. I was like, you know what, Cole? I know you're not uh, that into the idea of having a ballerina movie because the director and the people involved might not be great, but I was very hopeful, and coming into it, I was a bit disappointed. I will be honest. I thought that one would be my second favorite in the franchise, but no, it's my least favorite, and I also think it's the worst. Anyhow, overall, I don't regret. It was entertaining, and if you don't think about it, that's a fun experience. That's the best I can say. And this is the closing thoughts. So, what did you thought of? What would be your grade out of 10? Your grade out of 10 for Ballerina?
Like we say, it's not a bad movie. For me, it's a good experience for action movie. The movie has so many issues. Some of there because, like I said, you have two head of to direct this movie. That's some problem, but some quality too to the movie. For me, yeah, it's the least good of the John Wick franchise, but for an action flick movie, again is a top of other action movie you have done in many years for the same thing, you know. So for
Yeah,
me, for me, it's like a 7.8 of 10 for this movie. It's close to 8, but like I say, you have so issue that bother me. Like a good action movie, you have a good bad guys in it. It's not the case here. And all John Wick movie has the way to create to build bad guys, interesting bad guys. The first one was the this mob Russian, and the second one is the Italian. This Italian want to be to be up in the society and etc. So John Wick has the way to create a great character back then, but for Balina you felt that's felt off, and it's opportunity because if you have a good bad guys, the movie will be better. So for me, it's like 7.8 or 10, close to 8. But if you have a better bad guys, I would give 8, maybe a little more for that.
I will reiterate. I think as an action flick, it was entertaining. I enjoyed the experience. I liked it. But my grade is much lower because I cannot stand the amount of plot armor there is in that one, especially when I compare it to the first John Wick. When you compare it to the fourth one, I think it's pretty close. But when compared to the first one, I see it falling off really, and that will reflect in my grade. I think that movie is worth a 6.5 out of 10.
So
Uh,
just to be clear, John Wick 2 and 3 and 4 all of around 6 of 10 for you?
they are higher because I think Ballerina is worst, but they are all pretty much a bit higher. Um, so that's the segue to the next segment, and that's the segment of the ranking. What would be your ranking of the John Wick movies, including Ballerina?
Okay, so for me, the less good we talk about it is Ballerina. For some point, you can agree that not the worst, but I think for a fan like me of the franchise, I would say this is the worst. But it can compete with the second one because the second one is the other worst. By worst, it's not a bad movie. I like the action in it, but it's not the same as the first one. You can see it's just a prolongation of the first one, with not big add to the movie. Is a great action flick movie, but after that, in the third one, you can see it better. Because the universe is more developed, you have better character development, you have better action sequence, and John Wick was never so big in this movie that before. And after that, you have the fourth one. For me, is the second best movie of the franchise. Is the peak of the universe of John Wick for action, and for the mythology of John Wick universe. I don't know how you can do done better than that for the five one, because 5-1 is in production now. And so for me, the second one is the four, and of course the best is the original, the first John Wick. I remember, like I said, I remember the time I see the first one. It was such a fantastic experience to distribute this movie for the first time. And after that, I see movies like maybe 10 or 15 time after that. One of my favorite action movie of all time. John Wick 1 was so perfect for all he was done. Maybe the storytelling can be better than that, but the universe, the mythology, the character, the action, all work perfectly for me. So yeah, for me, John Wick first is the best of the franchise. And you, Multi, from your microphone not working.
I feel you 100%. I just realized I pulled off a gray. I muted myself. Anyhow, we are back there. So I will say this. My least favorite is Ballerina. And it's unfortunate. I really wanted to adore that thing. I really wanted to like so much that movie. And I did enjoy it. I did like it, but not as much as what I expected. And it's in last place with a 6.5 out of 10. In fourth place, we got John Wick 4 with a 7 out of 10 for me. Um, I thought the action itself, again, when you don't think about it, John Wick movies are great. When you start thinking about plot armor and how ridiculous and over the top it can become, this is when some parts of it fall off. And that's the point of John Wick. I know they wanted to push things further and further and further. I think I'm just not maybe the target audience of it, even if I really like the action. Now, in third place, we got the second John Wick with a 8 out of 10. And I will be honest, that's the one I remember the least. I remember having less issues than the fourth one, and I think that's the one with Ruby Rose,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
was kind of okay. That could have been worse. And the one with Ellie Berry is my next one. In second place, we got John Wick
Uh,
3.
I will stop you there. You don't like the thing about plot armor, but you for you the third one is the second best of the franchise, but is that the worst plot armor scene of all franchise? He fell to the building, man.
I know
And
that was one of my issues. That was one of my issues.
you talk about plot armor, and for you the
I
third
that
one.
was one of my issues even back then. Okay, I'm telling you
Yeah,
that
but you,
was
you
my
say the third
issue.
one is worse for plot armor, but the third one has the worst plot armor scene. That makes
John
sense.
Wick fell from a goddamn staircase.
The staircase was not bad. Was not worse than the building, man. You can fall to the staircase and survive. The building, you have.
That staircase, no. I known people that went there. They were like, if you fall from these stairs, you're dead.
You have you have this. I can't. I would show you the video after that, but how the scene was real or not an action movie, and the fall of the building was the worst of the entire franchise John Wick. Many expert tests all the action scene in the worst of all franchise John Wick is the fall of the building, man. So
But
the
again,
test.
that was one of my issues. So I'm not saying it's perfect.
You
It's a
can you can think
8.5.
about plot armor if you don't like if you like the third one. It don't make sense, man. Come on.
I also like Ballerina. I just think it's the worst in the franchise.
I can understand that, but for me, your classman don't make sense if you don't like the concept of plot armor.
The first one was my favorite, hands
Yeah,
down, with a well-deserved 9 out of 10. That's my favorite. I think that was a great one, and it made sense. It was grounded. It was realistic. I know it sounds weird, but like that was the less over the top one in the bunch. And yeah, I'm so excited to see John Wick 5. Hopefully that's more of a prequel because just leave him dead, please. Let him rest in peace.
you have a animated movie. It would be a prequel of John Wick, but John Wick 5 technically take place after John Wick 4. I don't know how it will work, but you have an animated movie come. We will reach soon about the origin of John Wick. But the prequel is an animated movie, but John Wick 5 is not a prequel technically. And you have this spin-off about Kane, the character from John Wick 4. You have a spin-off, and then Ian go back to the character and to direct the movie. And
Kane was cool. But man, Ellie Berry was probably my favorite chick in the franchise. Maybe that's my bias from the shitty James Bond movie she's in, but I
I can agree with you because Ruby Rose in the second one is not an actress I like. She was okay in the role. In the first one, you have another actress, Adriana Pelitsky. I remember. I like the actress, but she's not a big action actress for the movie. She tried many things. She can be badass. I see her in many things like SWAT movie and Agent of Shield TV show. But
yeah,
she
the
has
Asian was cool. I admit the Asian was cool. She
the
was
Asian in the
really
first
cool.
one was cool too, but I like I think same with you. Elberry was the best female character from the four movie of John Wick.
Yeah, and Eve is, I'd say, on par with Ellie Berry. Maybe a bit higher, I'd say, but like these are cool character to enjoy. With that being said, that was a very fun talk. I Do you want to add anything on that John Wick franchise?
No, I think we have done with that. We talk about all we want to talk about John Wick, and maybe soon we talk about the spin-off again of or John Wick 5. We'll see in the future, man.
Yeah, and coming next on this show, we will talk. Well, I will actually ask you. Any plans on watching 28 Years Later?
I want to see it. I see the first two movie for the first time like a month ago. For many years, I want to see this movie, and now I take time to do. The two first movie are very great, and I want to see the third one. I don't know if I want to see this in the movie theater. So many movie come to theater and a few week ahead.
Future.
And so I don't know if I want to pay to see the movie. Maybe I will talk with some friend. I want to know if my friend want to see this movie in theater. And maybe I will save my money and wait till the movie come to online. I don't know. I need to think about that. But I want to see this movie the way or another.
That sounds fun, and we can actually go see it together if you want. Next Friday, because it's next Friday.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, the movie is released in August, I think.
I was sure that was August, but apparently no, it's June 20th. I was shocked to see the date as well.
Man, you bug me with that. Let me just check something. Oh yeah, in Canada, it released in June.
I was shocked. I also thought that was
Actually,
August.
I need to know why I see August by too many too many week
Maybe
before.
it was my fault because I spread misinformation. That's my kind of stuff, misinformation like that.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, man. Okay, the next we will talk about that after the show,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So I'm looking forward for 28 years. Apparently, it's a new trilogy. I don't like the idea, but hey, I'm excited about that specific movie. And after that, we got Megan. Megan is coming. Any plan on seeing Megan?
I don't know, man. The first movie was an interesting concept. One of the good movie Blumhouse have done in the past year. I like the first Megan was okay horror movie, not memorable, but is entertaining. But the second one and Megan 2.0, that sounds so messed up. I want to see just for that, but man, I don't see how the movie can be good. The movie is so a mess, and I don't know if you see the trailer in French, but man, this
Oh,
is
oh yeah, in French, that's a disaster. That's why I
the,
usually don't
no.
watch movie in French.
I don't talk about the divorce, but the term, the word used to describe the movie. In the movie, used bitch many time in the trailer. I'm a big defender of dub. VFQ is the best, but the way the trailer used the French to sell the movie is is so hilarious. You can see that the more comedy than the other thing, but the movie is classed as a sci-fi movie, but man, it's not a horror anymore.
It's rated sci-fi. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a horror movie anymore. So I don't know, man. The movie look mess for me.
Cannot wait for that. Anyhow, that was a very fun John Wick talk. And we are out next week. Actually, next week, not that much is happening. I just realized. Yeah. It's so quiet here. We are out now. See you
Ciao.
next time.